Oh, Tristan, you think we can do a quick sound check of Divine right here?
I'm
Divine.
Divine.
Yeah.
So load up the stream and
I'm in.
mute this part, yeah, and then Divine, give me a quick monologue or a sound, quick 10 count.
My name is Divine Shadow. I'm currently speaking on Car's stream. This is like the first time we've been sponsored to cast together in like a year, and it may be the last time, so I'm going to be giving 150% of everything I got because I don't take opportunities like this for granted, especially when it's with good friends like both of my buddies right here.
Hello, chat. Doing
My
a quick
name-
sound check. Oh, Tristan, you want
Oh,
to
you go.
you can do
You
your
go.
sound check. No, but you're the one testing for us because I can't hear. You know what I'm saying? How's our volume, Tristan? Is it about the same? Hello, Chaotic. Hello, Mazgul. Hello, 4up. Solidus.
Yep, sounds good.
Oh, shoot. The chat bot's not open. Hold up. Actually, we should leave the chat bot off today, I think. So no alerts play.
I'm gonna warn you, I can feel it coming. I'm gonna wake up halfway through this stream and pop off. But yeah, Sue's video is almost done. Should be good.
Never mind, we're good. Chat, can you hear us?
Oh god, I gotta get in Cars chat.
Okay. Welcome on in, everybody. Music is loud. Guys, the music is the same as it always is, no? What the hell are y'all saying? Oh, we're not supposed to talk in this part. This is why it's loud. Don't worry. Yako's on YouTube. Thank you, Yui. What up, Volk?
Yako will support from wherever he can, bro.
Just got confirmation from XLR. Just waiting for Winter Wish.
All right. There's XLR.
Did you end up playing Grand Blue?
Really? Not yet. It crashed.
Okay.
Everything crashes. That's not a mobile game. I can play it off stream.
Okay, gotcha.
Super Bats confirmed.
I gotta tell you, full bias. I believe in agendas and bias. I'm fully excited for Cooperbat. I hope he wins.
Tribbles is indeed broken because of the update. They changed the way they're doing the they're doing the packets at the beginning. Everybody thinks they've purposely broken Fribbles to try to sell their in-game Fribbles and stuff, but there's no monetization to that. I really think it might be anti-data mining attempts, but we'll see. Hopefully it gets fixed. But for right now,
there's no one
Fribbles
working
can't
on
figure out how to get around it.
There's no one working there anymore, is there? I thought the guy that really did it was...
Fribbles was working on it this morning at 8 a.m. my time. He threw in the towel and said, I got to get some sleep. I can't figure it out. I'll try again later, but I can't figure out how to get past this. They're redoing the way the packets are dispersed, and and that's what makes me think it's anti-data mining, right? He can't sniff the packets, neither can data miners. So I think it might be anti-data mining, and Fribbles was just caught astray on it.
All right, well, let's get this... You ready, chat? We'll wait. We'll just people talk a bit while our players get ready. We'll get this started.
Hear about the anime announcements, Car? For later in the year.
Definitely talk about that.
Build out, I think, most of the fall season. So.
There's a ton of good stuff.
Fairy Tale's coming back? What the hell?
Divine, I know we didn't just start the stream saying Fairy Tale. Welcome on in, guys, to the Challenger Cup Finals, brought to you by the App Gallery EU and Huawei. Divine, How we doing today? You'll be casting with me, and then Tristan will be in the background, guys. You know him, you love him. Divine, we ready?
We're having an absolutely fantastic day. I'm here to finish off strong on the third day of the broadcast. So many engaging hype games that went all the way to the end last time. Best of 5 going all the way 3 times in a row. Hoping for an equally hype set.
Oh, baby. And Tristan, how we feeling after your stream last week?
R6 will make this tournament metal. He will make everything metal. With Divine, it will be blacker than the blackest black times infinity. We will watch these fighters strike each other, and one of them will fall, and the other will look down, and he'll laugh. Respectfully, of course.
Respectfully, always. Yep. That's how we do it here. Welcome on in, everybody. What up, Eden, Rasta, Lucina, Biako, and Ori, Nakes, YouTube. I see some of y'all there as well. All right. So guys, real fast, let's go ahead and start for those of you early birds here. I'm going to load this up. Let's go quickly talk about the App Gallery 2024 EU Challenger Cup for the strongest commander. Give me a second here. My browser is not cooperating. There we go. We have for the prizes. Let's go ahead and check them out here. The grand champion, the final number 1 placer will receive an exclusive head frame, selection chest, mystic packs, monthly packs out the wazoo, and the runner-up will have decent stuff as well, just missing on the frame and a little bit of extras. Third place we will also be doing today before the grand finals, featuring Mr. Winter Wish, you know him, you love him, and XLR, and they'll also be competing for some prizes on top of that. And Tristan, I believe, right? There'll also be some coupons and stuff available, is what I've been hearing.
There's always giveaways and offers available from Huawei. Right now, there are coupons centering around this tournament, but once those are gone, another campaign will start. So everybody should check them out. I don't recommend things on stream that I don't use myself, and I use these guys every single time I make a purchase. Sometimes it's a little bit, sometimes it's a whole heckin' lot, but they always save you money.
And we love money, right, Divine?
Absolutely. Timing couldn't be better as well. Competitors not only getting those monthly packs, but I believe those are the updated ones, changing things around. So,
okay.
definitely a chance there for, increased savings, increased bucks, and, everybody's going to have a chance at those pretty soon. So, plenty to go around, plenty to win and fight for in our upcoming matches today.
All right, well, I'm super excited here. Let's lead us. We're going to start, Tristan, right, with the third place between XLR and Winter Wish. I believe last time, Divine, we watched the insane run from Cougar Bat. That'll be later on today. Any quick words before we begin on these two competitors, XLR and Winter Wish?
Well, Winter Wish is pretty much a staple around here, but XLR put up an excellent fight last time. One of our competitors going all the way into filling out the bracket of the best of 5. I really do think what these matches are going to come down to is learning from a lot of last week. We had some key picks centered around, obviously, the staples, the Carmen, the staples with the Ufine, and the staples with the Navy Captain Landy. But as these games get into their later and later matches, as always, more invested and more interesting varied picks are going to come out. Been seeing a lot of green units recently. We're going to see what other RGB options might be available, and that strat probably picks up and picks out who's going to be the winner in this set here.
I can't wait to see who indeed wins. Tristan, do we have our competitors ready?
Our competitors are ready and on standby. I want to remind everybody that per Smilegate's request, Janua and all of the brand new 3-star units are banned from this tournament.
Makes sense.
So we won't be seeing those today.
All righty. Well, when they're ready, I think let's get this tournament started. Chat, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Smilegate and Huawei for sponsoring. Let's get to it.
Let's get it on.
I do like it. We do actually get to see the competitors' frames coming up here.
All right.
Yeah, that's nice. But lots of exciting action. We'll be able to demo here in just a couple moments. Everybody sit down, maybe load up the browser. Remember, it's the end of the month. Put those expeditions out in the background. Maybe finish up Hell Raid if you haven't already, and sit back, relax as the action's here.
You just reminded me.
I was about to say. Speaking of which, you know what I'm gonna say right now. Zio looks like the kind of kid. Zio looks like the kid back in high school who would be like, teacher, there was homework last night, in case you forgot.
Yeah, and then I'm in the back like I'm trying to copy someone's real fast. Freaking Zio, man. But here we go. Look at these meta picks coming out straight out the gates for the 3rd place. We went over the prizes, Divine. These guys are trying to get some goodies, and I don't blame them for these crazy picks.
Yeah. Oh, you got to notice a couple things, especially with the pre-ban list. Obviously, we're getting out some of the stronger competitors. Winter Wish trying to get out that incredibly powerful cleave option with the Rand and not wanting to deal with the Laya. We saw this a lot in last week's tournament. People, either the game was centered around Laya or you pretty much banned her out early on so you could play a different format essentially because of how strong and how much of a key character she is, which also fits the description right here for Moon Bunny Domino coming out to pressure and put a little bit out a little bit against the Lua there as well. And of course, the Belian banned out by XLR, leaving the accessibility to books and a lot of these cleave options that sort of enable him his faster play style here.
That's right, and XLR now opting there for the Arwell, and in kind we get the Crimson Armin. I've heard you guys are loving this unit so much, and you know, it's a staple here in these drafts. Crimson Armin followed by the Ocean Breeze Luluka. Getting a little support, a little tankiness for both teams.
Yeah, interesting to see what Winter Wish picks, but also interesting to see what he doesn't pick, leaving himself in a position here on the 5th to pick up that last final major damage component, bruiser type character. I really do love to see people play like this. Very smart indeed. Leave yourself that final opportunity to really pick something that puts the pain on your opponent, kind of like Briar Witch Asaria does when she has access to that book especially.
My God, yeah. With book, we'll have that ignores effect resist active, and maybe I'm assuming the Zio potentially is on that book, right? But so far, that is the only option. Belian is pre-banned, so there's no anti-soul denial available. Let's see what he opts for in this last spot.
Interesting, going for the Death Dealer Ray.
In case of the Bryceria ban, though, we're gonna have to go and shift into a little bit more of a control. DD Ray doing a ton of heavy lifting, but still definitely possible.
I think it's interesting. It certainly pressures out certain options, especially if he has the effectiveness to bite through the bark of the Ocean Breeze Luluka. It'll do him some good. And the Edward Elric coming out last for Winter Wish. Interesting as well.
There's the bans. DD Ray actually, and then the Lua on the side of XLR's band there.
Leaves the Moon Bunny in a little bit of a spot. Nothing to precisely activate her now, except for, I believe, the no, not even the Euphine.
Well, I think this is going to be Divine, right? An XLR. He's going to set the pace, set the aggression here, especially with that Bryceria, with that Zio leading off. And here we go. Let's get into the battle.
Yeah, absolutely. First fight of the tournament. Zio, of course, leading in terms of speed, as he always does. Plenty of options up on the board. We're going to get a peek at his damage and his effectiveness here in a couple seconds with the target he so chooses to rule down upon. Clock is ticking. Very heavy decision as he finally makes the target selection. And who will he be raining down upon? The Carmen absolutely getting hit, pushed all the way back behind the Zio. Once again, he'll be taking his second turn very soon.
That's right, slapping up this Carmen. No debuffs, but even if there was some, we do have the Ocean Breeze option here on the side of Winter Wish for those cleanses if possible. But no, we're going for this one. CR push, Edward Elric, our favorite alchemist, now up to bat. We're opting to save the skill 3. Yeah, Divine. Let's see what he's going to go for here. Slow rolling. And like I said, XLR is going to be the one to set the pace here in the beginning.
Absolutely. Now the question here is obviously to burn or not to burn. Luluka Cleanse on deck for the moment it does come out. And now is the time. Seize your opportunity.
I can save her.
You can save her. Well, I think there's another worry about here. There's 2 counterattacks coming out naturally, and it puts the provoke on the Zio. I think that's going to play a pretty important role.
Could be pivotal for sure. Vessel Euphine, S1 comes out. Damage is building up. Bryceria not locked down yet into her immortality. We have the Arwell and her super powerful skill 3 if she wants to use it here. I'm assuming since we are setting the tempo, We're going to want to lock something down. And honestly, with the damage, too, this could be pretty big. Defense breaks on 3 of Winter Wish's units.
It's really a shame to watch this happen. The provoke coming out, as well as Edward Elric being the only target to, of course, throw back his debuff, so he's not defense broken. But he is stunned. He's taking additional damage through the dual attack. Keep in mind, a little bit of healing for the arrow as well. The sweep defense breaking and penning onto the airwall as well.
That's right. XLR was trying to set up a stun there, which Edward can only cleanse 1 at a time. But with that provoke and maybe that duel, Edward is now free to go. But here we go, Moon Bunny. Skill 3.
Opting, pushing up. Of course, the Lulika pushing up as well in response. If there was a time, yes, that time is right now to wipe away all those buffs. And can you hear it now? An unsanctioned driver's on the road. Watch out!
Send in the trucks. Might have been a misplay there a little bit from XLR, because look at those debuffs. We were able to activate that Ocean Breeze Lulika, and I think every turn that passes puts Winter Wish in the driver's seat. No pun intended.
Oh, yeah, it's a much dangerous situation. Barely hanging on. Very lucky that the escort wasn't stripped off the arrow. Well, speaking of which, we've got 1 or 2 more turns at best in play. The ice cream making it look like we wanted to heal our opponents there, but such a powerful buff for keeping the sustain. And the Guardian Ice Crystal coming in as well. Ooh, even more unfortunate.
And the yield comes out already.
That's not the kind of situation you want to see. The sustain was packing up already. The arrow was turning into quite the battery. She was perfectly poised to put up the invincibility as well. Just not too many turns that XLR could have survived from that point, especially with the trauma building up from Euphine about to come in with the final blow.
Yeah, we saw the game plan, right? We had the Soul Burn from the Ryseri. We had a ton of debuffs, but I don't know if it was the Provoke that maybe XLR overlooked or if it was that maybe dual attack. I kind of missed it there. But Edward Elric, a lot of the kind of resources we were using to spend, he brushed those off. And look how tanky this squad is, right? He just had to survive, and then XLR wisely kind of knew it was over from there.
Yeah, just goes to show a lot of the power that these bruiser-type characters are bringing, especially the ML Euphine. You think you're in a position where you're safe. You're not bringing AoEs. If you are, they're AoEs that don't suffer counterattack effects, but it's only a matter till the tick happens. Those single attacks can still trigger those massive AoE rebuttals, and those will put you out of position pretty quickly if you're not prepared.
Yeah, a little bit of high rolling, or a lot of high rolling going on, especially from that Abyssal Euphine, but that is the game we play. And we'll see if Mr. XLR can rally from here on out. This will be a best of 5 chat. We forgot to mention both sets will be best of 5s, I believe. Is that correct, Tristan? Just double checking?
That is correct. Both sets are best of 5, and Red and Biako, you're damn straight you're in for a good viewing experience. Don't let this first round turn you off. It's late for these guys. It's a Saturday. They're just knocking the dust off and getting ready. They're going to bring one hell of a fight for you. And if you know anybody that's not here or is missing these fights, remind them that this is all being recorded. VODs will go up later, and they can catch it any fights that they missed.
Amen. Welcome on in, Alex. Tristan, can we see if our competitors are ready?
They're ready, and we're live.
Let's go. All right, Divine, we have 1 up for our World Cup 3rd place finisher Winter Wish. Do you think he's going to be the one to get 3rd place here as well?
I think you've got to get ready for XLR to really turn up the heat, turn up the speed as well. Plenty of resources in his bracket. As I said, almost all the matches from last session went in our best of 5, went all the way, the full distance. And I can't wait to see his answer here as he formulates his strategy right before us. Coming out first with the Moon Bunny pick. And, of course, the counter from Winter Wish staying pretty classy with the Euphine, followed up by the Crimson Armin.
Okay, similar draft we saw from last game. This is a little bit new, though. We got the Knockwall coming in.
We see Red Lua coming out all of a sudden. I don't know.
Right, when Lua's banned, we grab the Red Lua, right?
The Red Lua. But it's going to be a little bit more effective, of course, obviously. The bind possibly putting an end to the sorry tale that is Euphine's counterattacks, possibly letting XLR get away with a little bit more in this upcoming match for whatever strategy he picks. The hotter Lua, the better Lua. You guys are making some comments that I will neither agree nor
I will definitely agree with that one. Down with Lua. I hate both of their skill sets, but Knockwall, my goodness. There we go, Conquered Lilius.
That's a hottie.
Yeah, it's a hottie and a pick you don't see too often.
Yeah, definitely a rarer pick. Conqueror Lilius, not exactly a meta defining character for a lot of
Imagine her
people.
getting
I see
picked
her.
third, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I really, she's a PvE character, but I'm excited to see what she can do here, bringing possibly a little bit more attack, a little bit more sustain, and a little bit more debuffs, which is why Winter Wish opts out here for the Ocean Breeze Lulika. Once again, very stabilizing pick. We saw how much healing that ice cream does on top of the Guardian Ice Crystals that she's packed with as well, and backed up by the Elena. I'm almost ready to go to sleep right now. Dark Corvus!
Well, speaking of sleeping, I've done a lot of sleeping in Guild Wars with this fellow, but my God, can he get some wins? Winter Wish here opting for the if it's not broke, don't fix it. Tanking down again. Crimson Armin. We got the Euphine, but XLR is going to try to break the mold here with that Dark Corvus.
Dark Corvus coming out, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. The king of PvE right here has her. No, but the king has to, of course, be joined by the queen of nightmares herself, hovering over the Spectre Tenebria.
Will he lock it in, though?
That's the question. If the Euphine is sealed, it does provide a great amount of protection for her as well. Unless, of course, this is a 350 crit damage Elena. But ignoring the most grave of possibilities, it does seem plausible. The clock is running out. Seems like it's going to be the obvious pick. It's a secret instead.
Excuse me, Sir XLR. I don't think any of us saw that one coming. I saw chat saying things like Lethe. We saw a Mei saying Hua maybe, but we got an Operator Cigarette instead.
I am interested to see where this goes from here. Letting you know I am absolutely locked in, leaned in right now for what this is about to bring.
Uh-oh.
Interesting pick.
Interesting indeed. Potentially a timeout. He was hovering over the Spectre Tenebria for quite a while, though. And here we go. Last pick, the Apocalypse Rival from Winter Wish. His team is so tanky right now.
Ban out for the Conqueror Lilius. She appeared and thus she disappears. Unfortunately, A. Ravi also banned out. It's kind of looking like bans from like the last year, if you ask me. But it's an interesting set. Both of those competitors are gone, and the match is underway.
Here we go. Winter Wish 1-0 lead over XLR. Can he rally here? Needs to bring it back.
Absolutely. Now, it's up to Knockwall to show what she's got. No souls to burn, so it's going to be relying purely up to her effectiveness, what she can get done. That, of course, procking the EXIF gadget, as you saw
Shout
over
out to
there.
Espa.
Increased combat readiness, yep.
What does she have to do here, though? Driver's position here for XLR. Winter Wish has that Elena coming up next. No debuffs besides one bind there on the Abyssal Euphine. Paint that brush going into the Euphine as well. Counterattack procs, but we had that debuff. Knockwall doing
Bind
Knockwall
the bind already saving, but the bind is quickly going to be gone. Elena doing such a great job, especially after her recent buffs of wiping away those debuffs, in fact.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little bit of a slap fest. We do have one barrier present for the Operator Cigarette coming up, but the big, the big hitters are going to be between this AU Fiend and the Dark Corvus living in the back. But here we go, into that barrier. Guardian Ice Crystals though procking. She's still decently healthy.
Yeah, a lot. Obviously, the protection coming out from the Carmen. That's why she's such a strong pick, and followed up by the S3 there. Once again, it's going to be hard to finalize and finish up on that target. And I feel like a lot of this is riding on the man of the hour, the hero, Dark Corvus.
That's
Kind of
right.
bring us to a resolution.
Now, the problem I'm seeing, though, Divine, for XLR, though, is that we have two invincibility options, right? So if he times those well and even cycles between them, he may be able to just clutch this out beforehand.
Well, there's another thing I'd also like to highlight here while you are talking about that car. That's the fact that Dark Corvus, as once again I keep talking about these buffs, can put an end to Euphine permanently with the extinction. So as you said, it really does come down to timing, and those invincibilities you talked about are coming into play. The first round of them coming down, but another turn decrease onto the Dark Corvus, because of course that is an attack that hits, which reminds me there is another one that does hit that Winter Wish can avoid, and that's fully stacking up all 5 stacks on the Ocean Breeze Lulika.
Yeah, so
Interested to see if that plays against him.
A lot of non-targetable hits that could benefit XLR's Dark Corvus here. But yeah, it's all going to come down to that big S3, trying to get that extinction down. onto that Abyssal Euphine.
Opting back into the stealth once again doesn't actually matter too much because she'll be revealed very quickly with that AoE. Everyone on XLR's team except for the Dark Corvus hanging on to their last leg.
We got the souls right in time and the invincibility wore off on the Abyssal Euphine. This is it. Does it kill?
Does it kill? The protection is still there, but does he care? The hammer goes down. The damage is there. The extinction pops up. He's out of there.
What a play. A little bit of an... Okay, let's go to the... Before I start people talking, let's get the results scene loaded up. But holy crap. What he... Divine XLR, like a needle in a haystack. He found the right opportunity, got the small moment he needed between those invincibilities, and he had the souls right on the right turn. Maybe a little bit of luck, maybe pre-planning, but that was his game plan, and it worked out. Even with that Operator Cigarette not being too impactful, XLR brings it back and ties it up.
Yeah, and something I wanted to highlight there for just a moment, Carr, as we saw at the very beginning, if it had maybe been able to come around a little bit later, the Elena was equipped with the EXIF gadget, which does take away souls. Unfortunately, she was obviously, her non-attack skill came out so early on into the match that it didn't really come at a point where it was able to prevent that Dark Corvus from getting that critical soul burn, which snatched him the victory. But that might play a possibility in future matches. The tech is there.
I like that tech. That's always what we want to see here, especially as casters. Get something exciting, a little bit out of the box, and it definitely worked out here in this one. But anyways, exciting match. Let's go to, I guess let's start getting ready for round 3. When the competitors are ready, I want to jump straight into this Divine and see how this pans out.
I told you it's going to be an exciting set of matches because we really do have quality combatants here. Winter Wish and XLR fighting right now, and our grand finals match equally exciting. So stay tuned, get ready. All of the matches today are going to be something to see. We're already set up at 1-1. I told you my man was going to bring it back. Now it's time for Winter Wish to respond.
Yep, and just showing the pre-bans here as we are already into round 3. So they're stacking up quite a bit. APOC, Ravi, and Silis were banned in the latest round. But so far, we've seen, the usual suspects here.
Nakwal, Zio, Euphine. I think it's usually around the later matches where we start to see these characters picked out that you wouldn't normally expect. But in this current position, we see a lot of this. You see this car? Winter Wish opting for the Moon Bunny, taking that option away from XLR, putting it into his pocket instead.
Yeah, and you see that a lot in these matches, especially as rounds go on, right? Steal from your opponent. We saw how effective it was for XLR. So taking away that tool could be what Winter Wish needs to kind of take advantage. Now let's see here, though. XLR's been kind of waiting on his picks, which is usually not a bad thing. But I think that Operator Cigarette was a little bit of spooky. So hopefully this time around, he seems like he has his game plan in order, at least before the last final second.
Well, take your time, as I always like to say. You can't rush into things, especially against an opponent of this caliber. However, with 15 seconds on the clock and 2 characters still to pick, I would say maybe hurry up a little bit. And the Briar Witch's area does come out first. A clean pick that once again goes well in hand with the Zio holding the book, the souls for her. Nicely, my madame. Clock ticks down. Is it Savior Auden? Is indeed.
Auden. Actually, I used to say Auden too, Divine. How do you feel? Auden, Aiden? Everybody that I knew that was casting always says Aiden, so I kind of swapped teams. But if I recall, chat, everybody used to say Auden on her preview.
If she's on my team, then it's Auden. If she's on the other team, it's Sadin.
Sadin. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. Spec Tenny coming out. We saw that kind of being hovered on XLR's side, but it's locked in now on the side of Winter Wish. He likes these big supports with some hyper carry combos. That'll be his other carry of choice.
If anybody's in chat that can confirm, I believe Auden is how it's pronounced. It's like an actual Korean name.
It is Auden, so that is the correct
pronunciation. But Aiden is an American name, so there's a lot of confusion.
Aiden seems to be what most people
Well,
say.
we've claimed her then. We've claimed her. She's ours now. She's our savior. Speaking of saviors, Winter Wish going to be looking for his here at the end of the draft. Spectre Tenebra certainly puts out damage and puts out a lot, but the Edward Elric will be making another appearance. picked out against the Briar Witch. I do like that option.
Yeah, Short Kings rise up. We saw how good he was in that game 1, being probably the pivotal answer here, showing off those debuffs.
And for the first time, the LRK. I think that's certainly an interesting pick.
Yeah, never a slouch. Always good. Provides mitigation barriers. Big damage on top of that.
And we do have... There are an interesting sect of AoEs obviously coming out from the U-Find, but also possibly on the Ed's counterattack as well. Can't ignore that. Interesting.
Okay, and the bans. Zeo banned out in the Crimson Arm and getting rid of that mitigation here. XLR showing some big aggression.
Yeah, I can have mitigation. That's what I brought the LRK for. You cannot. And of course, as we always like to highlight, Crimson Armin really a go-to pick in terms of mitigation knights right now. Not only is she banned here, but possibly setting up XLR for future victories as well. That's the kind of thing I really do want to highlight. I do believe the match gets a little bit easier for him with these bans, especially when he's taking such tactical choices. As we get into the match, the S3 coming out very much from the knock wall here. I want to really see turn increases, counterattacks, binds the whole shibal, followed up by the Edward Elric S2 as well.
That's right. Watch the animation. Another attack coming out from Mr. Euthane. Holy!
Can't feel too confident. Yeah, can't feel too confident.
My God, here Moon Bunny though on the side of Winter Wish Divine, S1ing straight into that LRK. Resist comes out, and now we have the Full Metal Alchemist. I think Winter Wish last time, yeah, he likes to opt to just S1 on his first turn here. Immortality is proc though, so Stenny's on her last leg.
It's so interesting, especially because the Savior Auden unable to push up right now with the restrict above her head. Really, the worst debuffs you could imagine. The Briar Witch Asaria being provoked out, unable to use her S3 turn 1. It is not a good place to be. The Hammer of Dawn comes down on Edward Elric, providing that protection, but not providing the kill, surviving with that 1 HP Sigurd Scythe up. Ooh, that looked like a hit. Did that look like a hit?
Yes, look at that damage here. Now... we have one more turn on the side of Spectenny. That hit put him in a weird spot. Winter Wish now did not actually get that S2 proc. Who's going? S3 goes into the Savior.
It's a miss. Is it enough to live? Yes, it is.
Counterattack though, and that's going to kill off the Edward Elric.
And provide a golden opportunity for the LRK. Now he can get out the full damage from this S3 without those pesky skill nullifiers getting in the way. And so we see the bike come through, rip and tear. No counterattack at that point. But I'll tell you something that's even as dangerous. Yeah, she's at full stacks. But reset on the turn, thankfully. If we didn't have Knockwall, if XLR didn't have Knockwall, that could have been really bad.
Paintbrush action here. Look at that seal on the Abyssal Euphine.
Cleansed immediately. Yeah. Interesting. Now, because it's the Wondrous Potion Vial, this will provide a barrier, but not the healing that so many people are accustomed to seeing from the Doctor's Bag as well.
That is a miss there, but Knockwall gets some splash damage. Getting a little bit low here, though, but look how big that barrier is on that Bryceria. 87 health. Here we go. Skill 3 comes out.
87 health is all she needs to do her job here, and that's put up some buffs, kill some people, and put this match in a tenable situation that can put XLR in the position to win it.
Yeah, killing Stanley was huge here.
Especially with a dual attack like that.
That was a little bit unpredictable. LRK, though, 2 turns on his skill 3.
Oh, God. Another dual attack here, and I think it seals the game.
I'm praying for not another dual attack.
I know XLR is praying for another one.
We do crit here. However, not quite enough. But Savior Aiden now up to bat. Grabs the kill. And obviously with the Briar Witch, that's all she wrote.
I didn't even see that lap coming. I thought for sure she was about to take the turn, but no, XLR accelerates into the second victory in the position to win this set. Winter Wish fully in fully in the mindset that he has to take it back here and now. But every time someone's been in this position, we've seen our competitors rise up with more and more ingenious solutions.
That's right, Divine. And I just want to say something. Chat, thank you so much for hanging, but some of you guys forget that you guys are critiquing world-class players, okay? If you guys want to take the driver's seat and you think you can play better than them, let me see you in this year's WC, all right? Sit back, let them cook. These players are popping off.
Absolutely. And they're not the only matches we're going to be seeing today. So stay tuned, stay ready for all this exciting action brought to us by Huawei and by Epic 7 themselves. Thank you all for your support.
Thank you so much, guys. Now I want to see who's going to get this third place prize, though, Divine. Winner Wish now is actually on the back foot, which I was not expecting. XLR, some great plays being made. Very, very strong aggression coming out, and he's able to, tank bust through Winner Wish's Crimson Armand draft.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, and I also agree with chat. As they are saying it out here, Winner Wish is going to have to embody the spirit of somebody like Biako if he wants to strike back here. Someone with the intelligence and the decisiveness to come back in this kind of situation, and I'm excited to see him embody that spirit as a winner in all aspects, just like our friend Biako.
That's right. Well, when we're ready, let's get this next match, round 4, underway. The bands are stacking up. Let's get to it.
Now, interesting to see Zio key pick for XLR, but also the Crimson Armand, a key pick for Winner Wish, banned out here, and we get the first pick, Spectre Tenebria. With a lot of these other options out of the board at this point, a lot safer for her to be picked up, especially if Winner Wish can pair her up with the LRK from earlier, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think we all know as Epic 7 players how strong this unit is, right? Always recommended to pull in your connections. But, as some of these strong units come out, she's sort of lost a little bit of effectiveness. But as the bands, like you mentioned, stack up, she's good enough to be first picked for Mr. Winner Wish.
XLR now taking the Abyssal Yuffie and saying, all right, you want my Spectre Tenebria.
I like that, yeah.
Oh, and now he's saying, oh, I'll take the Knockwall too. A little bit of a reversal of fortunes here, ladies and gentlemen.
Angel of Light plus a Knockwall. Oh,
Angel of Light. Yes, it's Red. It's Redos's favorite unit finally making her appearance. Angel of Light, Angelica, just an absolute delight of a unit. I don't actually know what she does, Car. For some reason, she never really appears in my games. This little feature called pre-bans.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what she...
Well, Red would certainly know what her skill set is, but she's super oppressive. I don't know what she does because my favorite unit is May Chloe, so I just cleanse off those big debuffs. But here we go. XLR hovering over a Vildred. Ain't no way. Instead, we saw that oh, excuse me. I was about to say that Savior Auden pick. But
we are cycling through
like
all the characters.
XLR double checking. Politis comes out.
A classic Politis situation, as you've seen before. AOL activates her S2. It activates Politis. As soon as the debuffs go up, they go as soon as the buffs go up, they quickly go down, especially if she's back in the effectiveness to even get some more chaos into the mess. And on that note about chaos, the Ender, the end bringer of chaos, Savior Auden, does appear once more to help out Winner Wish and maybe put down the decisive foe known as Abyssal Yuffie.
A little more role reversal there because now we're taking both the Knockwall and the Aiden. But last pick, that ambitious Tywin comes out. One of the golden boys. Going to be able to, threaten the Politis debuffs, those, what do you call them, the para debuffs, and hit those big rage, skill 3, stuns, defense breaks. XLR's really got a plan for that.
I gotta tell you something, Carl. I love seeing which forms of mitigation players reach for, or which knights specifically get picked out once we get through these bans. Elagos!
What the? I love to see that in the last pick spot there from XLR.
Lots of fire to bring this match to its close. Of course, Elagos also bringing the increased hit chance, his aim, his mark clearly square onto the face of the Savior Auden. And I happen to feel that if your name is XLR9, you might be fast enough to do that job as he very much would like to do so.
You know, I like that
It's just
ban there
Tywin
from
banned out
XLR. You were talking
Politics.
about mitigation, right? And last time he had a lot of success banning out the Crimson Arm, and this time any potential mitigation from the Ambitious Tywin plus those debuffs like I was mentioning. Let's see if this pans out for XLR. But yeah, Elegod. Can't wait to see him cook.
Yes, absolutely. Now remember the context of this match, ladies and gentlemen. XLR in a position to win here if he does take the set, getting that third place prize and all the sweet winnings we talked about before. And Winter Wish holding on to prove without a shadow of the doubt that he is the defining winner here. With 40 souls backed up, this Spectre Tenebra could run an absolute mess if she's unable to. But the first turn does go up to the Peyra, followed up by the Elagos. We'll see what kind of chaos reigns upon the battlefield here in just a moment.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, opting to skip the S2 because we would be going to an AOL plus potential counters from the Aiden. Instead, just getting up that barrier, that escort, and that invisible.
Not an option he wants to pick into now that the Politics has been banned out. That was his major strategy. And speaking of which, the strategist, the main man behind one of the greatest assassin guilds in Epic 7, has taken his mark. Is it fatal? No, it's a complete resistance.
Excuse me? He looked so classy, but it didn't quite work out here. Seal coming out from the knockwall.
And taking the chance to seal out that dangerous briefcase from coming out. I have a feeling the cleaner has been almost completely sealed. You know, pun not intending.
Yeah, that was a resist plus. It seems like the damage, that was a missed crit.
Taking a chance here to barrier up and give some buffs, but as the buffs go up, they also quickly go down. Red's favorite unit puts on a crown and says, "Take that, my king."
Yep.
None of silences, buff blocks, the whole shebang.
That's what she is known for. Stun comes out, though. AWL cleanse, though, in kind. Watch the animation. Look at that skill knowledge for the entire team. Spectre Tenebra here with 40 souls if she wants. Are we going to... I think we just start popping. Start popping heads. No, just opting for the skill 3. We're in a good position here. Slow rolling. S3 comes out. Look at that damage. Elagos is gone.
Sure to push back almost the entire foe, and you've got to know how comfortable Winter Wish feels in this position. Even with the Auden at 554 HP, plenty of chaos can be wrecked by a Spectre Tenebra in the position she is. Not too much damage coming out. The Peyra on her last legs, and a full swath of skill nullifiers on Winter Wish's side. It's looking pretty innumerable for XLR.
I think that Stenny is going to save those burns for when we've got a dead rabbit on the scene.
Yeah, that's right. She could have an activation here, but I think with that Elagos already being quite ineffective round 1, unless this Abyssal Fiend pops off, Winter Wish is in such a good position right now.
Of course, we'll have to see. Wanting the damage to finally take out this.
That was a hit, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Knockwall, what you got for us? We got so many souls. Winter Wish, this is his game to lose right now. Needs to just mitigate that Abyssal Fiend. XLR's only win con left.
Is it time? A single kill. It does splash onto the Eufiend. But this AoE is going to do some damage. Only one target isn't covered by the skill nullifiers, and that target goes down, still granting another stack of Nightmare Illusion to the Stene, growing more powerful by the second.
Yeah, those hits really added up on that Aiden. Even with that miss from that Abyssal Fiend, it was enough to chip her down. Now a 2v3 situation.
Winter Wish thinking carefully, having enough effectiveness to both knock back the Moon Bunny and take a second turn here with her incredible speed. A little bit thanks to the speed buff. Counterattack coming out.
That damage adding up.
And exactly what Winter Wish didn't want to see there for a second. The attack break on the Stene.
Yeah, the soul's being held hostage by the Moon Bunny here. Winter Wish is actually just getting chipped down on the other end. Look a little risky there. He's going to opt to Soulburn now with that seal active for the Knockwall. Finally, he gets to play the game. This is where he's got to come up big.
It's another soul burn, another rip rare. AOL getting into a little bit of the action herself as well. One more turn. Will this do it? I feel it I can say comfortably, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we got that
this
skill
is
3.
a dead. Yep. Dead, stunned, pushed back. Only the Moon Bunny left, and I don't think she's got enough gas in the tank. XLR gives it up, and once again, going all the way to the final match in this set. 2 up for XLR, 2 up for Winter Wish. This next one's going to decide it all as we go back to the draft phase.
It's kind of been the theme, at least from what I've seen in the previous matches, right? These guys are so good. It just goes to that round 5, always to the limit. They get all the bans on the table, and they always just do such a good match here. But my God, the pressure's going to be building up. They want that third place prize, and they're definitely going to have to fight for it here.
Absolutely.
Holy mama. Uh-oh, we're going straight into it, Divine. No time to chat. Let's get this started.
As always, I'd like to recap this here. Towards the end, we have a whole litany of bands that tell the tapestry of this match's stories. No Pirate Captain because she was banned out first. Belian from XLR to enable the souls. Ran and Laya banned out. Perfect openers that XLR could have used. We've had to say goodbye to the Lua, which has enabled the Knockwall to take the stage. Death Dealer Ray as well. APOC, Ravi, and Conqueror Lilius saying goodbye to the old meta before the new one could even start. Crimson Armin, a perfect form of mitigation. Zeo also banned out. Another great opener. Ambitious Tywin and Politis leading us to where we are right now. The Moon Bunny picked out first for XLR, a great option and a great initiator as well that's been doing justice for him throughout the whole match. Winter Wish opting into that Spectre Tenebria as he did with the last strategy. A perfect character that's not afraid, as we've seen through certain options.
But Divine, we see that Knockwall come out,
and
there was so many interactions, right, between the Moon Bunny, the Spectre Tenebria, and the Knockwall. Winter Wish had a goddamn library built up with the amount of souls he had from those Taga Hells, and it was kind of getting held hostage from the Moon Bunny. He didn't want to proc that ability, but he waited for that Knockwall to get the seal, and he just played his cards perfectly. But we probably will see potentially a similar game here moving into round 5, because we got the Para as well.
Para as well. I'm interested to see where this line of action does go, however, especially because the Politis is not up on board, but the AOL still is.
That Aola, Red's favorite unit. My God, I hope it doesn't come out though, because that is my least favorite unit.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't say too much. She's my least seen unit. People just don't pick her against me for some weird reason. I can't figure out why. Eternal Wanderer Ludwig. Tristan, are you alive right now? Are you awake? Because I think we're taking a page out of your book right now.
XR has my complete attention.
The young man comes out. This guy has been very, very effective in the recent meta, but Abyssal Fiend, you know her. You may not love her, but she is here to stay, despite all the counters they're bringing to the table. And a big ol' Eaton. He has to get this out because all his mitigation tanks have been banned so far.
Eaton's rough. We need some people in chat to support XLR on this. Everybody loves a cleaver, right? Let's root for the cleaver, guys. I know you love him just as much as I do.
Heck no, dude. I'm rooting for my boy Winter Wish. Just kidding. I am impartial as one of the casters. I hope these guys just have an amazing game. Ain't that right, Divine?
As the absolute unimpartial caster, I'm saving all my bias for Kukerbat later. Right now, I'm ready to see between these two competitors who can pull it out. And we do see the addition of the Commander Pavel, another great cleave option. But it's got me wondering, Eternal Wanderer Ludwig does so great with souls. I have to wonder if this last option that XLR reaches for is another mage to enable that strategy in which those burns come out and do that great damage, and it could be coming out through the Astromancer Elena. No, actually, no, she's a ranger. She's a ranger, I forgot.
She's something, I'll say that. Last pick here now for Winter Wish. XLR just showing such a big cleave flex here. What does he pick for the 5th pick spot? He's got a tank, he's got his carry. He needs either some kind of interrupt, a contest potentially. There it is.
The Sage Ball. He's man after my own heart.
Yeah, a little bit of interrupt action here. Wonder if XLR will deem that ban worthy so he can get his game plan underway.
Going to be rough to fight through that mitigation if he doesn't get rid of Eaton.
That has been his game plan, Tristan. Ban out the tank, and it's kind of worked on and off. Worked when he banned Crimson Armin, not when he worked Ambitious Tywin. Divine, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was about to say, it's certainly gotten rid of a lot of tanks, but unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with this one. Eton will be Eton a ton of damage, as well as Sage Ball, who
you were about to say something else, but my God, you're right. Sage Ball getting banned out there, and the young man. Sorry, Tristan. But here we go. The mitigation will be there. Will be enough, Divine. At least the interruption is out of the way, so he doesn't have to worry about getting slept. Game 5 underway.
Game 5 underway. Goblet of Oath, first turn, going over to the Payra. Plenty of buffs that she can strip. Will she strip them, though? We'll see here in a couple seconds. A decent amount of them, and the Unseen Observer to add to the soul pool. Would have been nice if we still had the Ludwig for it.
That's why I probably got banned out here. 20 souls on each side. Para skill 3 activated. So beautiful.
Absolutely.
Now
the knock wall has the chance to respond.
I've seen so many paintbrushes today, so many marble flicks. And it's going to continue.
Not unless it gets ignored. We are just seeing plenty of ignores that I don't think you'd see anywhere. And there's something you can't ignore, which is a giant concentrating from space! Doing its damage, restricts, and the follow-up as well from the Commander Pavel. The shot is on point, as he does indeed take it with everything he's got. Moon Bunny engaging the team, pushing up this cleave into a possible point of victory. Doctor's Bag just giving a little bit of that top off to put XLR in the perfect position to win, as the S3 is ripped, equipped to put Euphine in the ground. Does it go? Touchdown!
Spectre Tenebris, 746 health and a dream. Souls are ready. Going just for the skill 3 there, though.
Is this going to be enough to bite through the barrier? No. It isn't. And another resist. Is this Pavel on resistance set? What is going on here?
So many 50% coming out. Not that time, though. Knockwall getting stunned here. Moon Bunny up to bat. Soulburn activated. Another sleep goes through.
Too much debuffs on one side, and quite literally not enough on XLRs. It's spelling disaster. It's spelling doom for Winter Wish as he's holding on. This team doing everything he can, but he's got to give up with the dual attack.
And there's the GG. Holy.
That was insane. I don't care what is up on the screen right now. I'm absolutely giving the MVP up over to the Commander Pavel, and the victory over to XLR as well.
Yeah, you hate to see that in the round 5, but you know, that kind of thing happens. It was like you mentioned, just a little bit too much RNG for the side of Winter Wish, and XLR will be the one to take it home there with that God Cavill putting in that kill shot.
200% ER Cavill, guys. It's the way to go.
Absolutely. It's just the gear score was insane. What was that, 530? Got to take a peek at that build later.
My God. Well, that was quite the match to finish it on. There is your third place finisher, chat. Congratulations and well played to Winter Wish, but XLR is the one, once again, to take it.
Absolutely. The third place victory has gone over. And now we get on to 2 and 1. These competitors will be going home with a lovely selection of prizes. The selection chest, the level 85 selection chest, the Mystic packs, and the monthly packs are up. But you can't forget the App Gallery Cup exclusive head frame. Show everyone with pride that you are the winner.
That will be the exclusive, the only one in the entire game to have that frame. You know, you get a lot of other great stuff on top of that too. But once again, guys, big shout out to App Gallery EU. Big shout out to Huawei. Big shout out to Smilegate for sponsoring this tournament. And yeah, let's go ahead and just, while we wait for the competitors, the grand finalists to get ready here. Divine, that is quite the water jug. Stay hydrated, everybody.
You got to stay hydrated, bro. I'm tired of going down for these little itty bitty water bottles, bro.
You gotta get some.
Gotta have a strap.
Put some stickers on that water bottle, Divine, like that, you know. rep the emotes.
I think I could get somebody to graffiti tag this whole thing if I wanted.
All right, well, Divine, run us through who our finals are gonna be between, and what maybe we can expect from what you've experienced in the semis.
Kukerbat is the French chef cooking up not only delicious meals, I really need to head over, but absolutely delectable drafts that you can bite down on and really chew with his experience. He's marinated some exquisite flavors, and his, of course, the top of the line selection is his Carte de la Font, the absolute 45-year vintage mint Spectre Tenebria, a classic pick for him that has gone through tests and trials one after another to stand the test of time. Truly exquisite in all types, but he has opted for an interesting new menu as of recent, the Lone Crescent Bologna, backing up his draft and really adding a kick, some spice to his strategies as of recent. And of course, on the other side is Biru, one of the most interesting players we've seen throughout this draft. Somebody who survived a disastrous reign of all these matches, going all the way from 5 out of 5, and he's come out with exquisite strategies, pulling out characters we'd never thought and filling in the gap at the last second to confuddle, to confuse, and dominate his opponents, which has led him all the way up here to the finals. I can't wait to see both of these players pop off, absolutely, and it's a match you won't want to miss.
Well said. I think I'm definitely going to keep an eye on Biru, the one I'm least familiar with, but I've heard how well he's been playing, a little bit of shimmerings of maybe an Aether inspiration, who is one of my all-time favorite players, so I can't wait to see what the Grand Finals have in store.
Absolutely.
Well, Divine, if you're ready, I'm ready to get these Grand Finals started. You need a quick minute to get a drink of that giant jug?
No. I keep some, so I have multiple scenes of water in my room. This isn't important. What's important right now is that Kukerbat is going up against Biru. I saw those profile cards. We'll talk about it later.
Well, then let's get this finals started, everybody.
Absolutely. And I like to see, once again, the Zeo banned out, Knockwall and Lua, none of those shenanigans. But what is available is the Laya, is the Conqueror Lilius, and is also the Para that we just saw a lot of the action from earlier. Kukerbat already coming out with that heat. Let's see how Biru deals with it in the kitchen.
This is the finals indeed, Red. Great way to put it. Biru on Asia, Kukerbat from Global, although he is repping the French. And we're already out of the gates. Laya, Para, Conqueror Lilius, Arowell, and a Captain Landy, Candy for short, which, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of that name, but here we go. Rwanda.
I just got to point out the absolute bias that's going on your screen right now. I can't believe it. Win predictions going out as 19%
it's shifting a little bit.
Kukerbat. It's shifting a little bit. Seems like they didn't like the DJB either. These unconventional picks are certainly setting the algorithm for Tizzy, but the DJB able to protect, to engage, to enable, and the Spectre Tenebria, the final princess protected by all these beautiful maidens, to put down the hammer of justice on the right side team, with Abyssal Euphine making her appearance right here at the 5th spot for Kukerbat.
Divine, all I can say is compared to our last round of sets, these guys picked so dang fast. We're already in the bands.
They're already in the band stage with Biru, also going by the code name Null, against Kukerbat. Interesting to see how these drafts go. Interesting to see how the bands go. Out on the head of the DJB. Unfortunately, he won't be getting to play his set over here as well. And another Soul Weaver gone on right side as well. Kukerbat's Ocean Breeze Luluka, and everyone's Ocean Breeze Luluka, stopped because their ice cream truck, unfortunately, just ran out of gas.
Yeah, ban all the trucks. We don't need ice cream today. It's too cold for that. But, yeah, get the supports out of here. And my God, guys, Grand Finals, Game 1. Let's do it.
Absolutely. The action is heating up once again. I can't stop saying it because it will always be true. The S through coming through. Let's see the debuff splash. Ooh, almost a full splash, just missing the unbuffable on the Navy Captain Landy.
All right, buffs activated for the team. Big old barriers, escort on top of that. Conqueror Lilius ready.
Did you catch that, by the way, Car?
I was changing the scene. What happened?
Conqueror Lilius sporting the Sweet Miracle, actually.
Sweet Miracle, Sweet Mama Mary. That's quite the tech there. Speaking of Sweet Miracle,
reducing the cooldown on her debuffs. Interesting.
I kind of like that tech. We've seen a few tech, right, from different artifacts coming out. You highlighted that X infil in Game 1, but here we go. Stun coming out on our queen. the Lady of the Hour, Conquer Lilius. Rowana now ready to go. You don't see her too often, but against that Navy Captain Landy, right? How often she salvos could pay dividends.
And now we've already got a very testy situation with the Spectre Tenebra already being so low, being attack broken as well, throwing out the S3, but by all means, does this do any real damage? Not too much, as far as I could see. The Escort doing its job with that massive barrier.
Yeah, a lot of damage already done on the side of Biru. Those unbuffables too, not letting him want to press any buttons because he won't get any value. Pair now going to be able to lock down some more potentially, and it is. There's that stun into the RNL. Rihanna Lucella, extra turn. More stuns?
The Queen of Value herself making an appearance, getting that increased 30% to her stun chance while the barrier is up, and it certainly is up. Speaking of which, up on the board, the Laya doing her set and pushing up her bandmates into a position with the reduced cooldown as well.
Yeah, staggering difference here in the terms of health, but here we go, getting something started. Excuse me, the Rowan is present though, so that salvo is actually just going to top us off and combat readiness push our entire team. This pair feels like she's taken 10 turns thus far.
Yeah, she's got the combat readiness cooldown because of the Laya. She's taking multiple turns because of her own extra turn mechanics, as well as the RNL. She's basically cheating at this point.
Yeah, this lockdown is insane. I would almost say Biru's only chance right now is hoping for a giant Hail Mary S3 from the Landy. That, we'll see if it comes though, because the Abyss Fiend is locked and loaded ready. One unit going down inside of Biru. This Rowana is paying off so big.
Full stacks on the Navy Captain Landy, but unfortunately, she's access to none of the buffs that she really would enjoy.
The attack break plus the unbuffable is a double negative there. This is going to do not that much damage.
Especially with a protector on their side, but the stuns still
though.
come through.
A little bit of something there for Biru to get started, but I don't know if it's going to be enough here.
It's enough to kill that.
That's right, get that pair out. She's been kind of cheating with how many turns she's taken. 3v3 situation now for both our competitors. The base is flying.
Is it enough damage to clear? With the soul burn, it is! Almost 25k, did you see that?
I did. Was it 24.9? My
24 point, I think it was 24,494.
Sheesh. That was definitely overkill there. He had everything in the bag from the get-go. That pair locked down the Rowana, punishing every counter because we know Navy Captain Landy just loves to counter out the wazoo. And yeah, it just felt like all things came up Kukerbat.
Absolutely. And, you know, he got a little bit of revenge there, as you see. Biru picking out his queen in the Spectre Tenebra, and Kukerbat confidently saying, have her. I'll show you her weaknesses myself.
Well, if
I've never been hit over the head with a bass guitar before.
Over the head? I think she got hit in the face. That thing went straight on, you know, but that's Tristan, regardless of where that hits. Holy crap, you're right. That's going to hurt.
I'm just saying 28k feels about right.
Yeah, I agree there. Well, Divine, I know you said Kukerbat was a force to be reckoned with, and if I was Biru, I'd be a little worried because that was a resounding victory. We're going to have to see what he adapts here as we move into game 2.
I think one of the No, go ahead. Go ahead, Tristan.
I say don't count Biru out yet. As we saw in the semifinals, this guy's clever. He pulls out some interesting techs and makes them work.
Love it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I think the answer honestly might be in front of him right now. You know, injury damage well provided by something like the ML Shoe, and does a good bit to stop Laya from doing massive damage, reduces the healing from Rowana, puts a lot of your other characters in a position to win. Might be a decent option going forward. We'll have to see.
Well, if they're ready, let's get this game 2 underway. I can't wait to see what the clever player Biru comes up with in his bag of tricks to kind of adapt to Kukerbat's, you know, solid victory there.
Ah, you're doing my rhyming thing. I see you.
We'll get this fired up. For those of you in chat, there's a poll. Voice your votes so you can say I told you so.
Get those votes in. Yeah, those of you that are people talking, let me put your money where your mouth is and show me how good of a draft predictor you are. Who's taking this dang thing?
Now, we got a decent amount of the supports banned out as a result of the last match. And we are going to be going with Biru's Conquer Lilius starting up the first pick on for the left side. Kukerbat responding in turn right here.
Sorry, Divine, just type into the chat real quick. And here we go. I had the bands up because you were highlighting, you know, the importance of these pre-bands. We had those supports banned out last game. Conquer Lilius Para. Lyle, once again, we might see another bass guitar being thrown. But I need to see what Biru comes in here to shake things up.
Yeah, and I really do think this is the position right here for Biru to find some answer to this Para. Because the Conqueror Lilius can do great things, but when your entire team is unbuffable, she can't walk and talk, at least not provide those buffs to her team. That's a big part of your sustain. Those attack breaks are also a big part of keeping things alive. It's a definitive answer that needs a response. Mediator Quirk right here might be it.
Yeah, that's right, Divine. Just like you're my right-hand man here in casting, I think Biru's going to bring out the right-hand man himself. Mediator Quirk, the first time in this tournament. And the ambitious time when we were talking about the mitigation into pair. I think this is going to be huge on top of that as well, threatening those big skill 3 ultimates. I kind of like what Biru's bringing out here.
Yeah, the Mediator Quirk coming out for Biru. Interesting to see that option pulled out in accordance with the ambitious Tywin. Golden Boys are making a little bit of a run back here.
And that hair is glorious. Kukerbat with only an 8% though, Divine. Do you agree with the win predictions here? Your boy is kind of looking rough.
I think I highlighted earlier that you're very unbiased, Karn. I really appreciate that about you.
Thank you so much.
I'm completely biased, but I'm nowhere near as bad as whatever this win prediction radar is, because I'm starting to think this thing has like bets on the side. Like there's some side betting action going on with calling that draft 8%.
Well,
That's
you know
what
what? I respect the hustle, and if you want to bring up that win percentage, just pick Abyssal Fiend, followed by Tristan's favorite, Eternal Wanderer Ludwig.
Hell yeah.
Yep, the Abyssal Fiend jumped it up to 31%, and then the Eternal Wanderer Ludwig bringing it down by another 4, but, you know, fair is fair.
Yeah, he's just always wandering, playing games. Kind of a nice lifestyle, don't you think? Biru here with the last 2 picks. Divine, you guys have been hyping this guy up, and I can kind of see where it's going, but what do we think? What does he need here? We don't have any real damage yet on the table. He's going to have to lock something in.
It's going to have to be 2 interesting options. The support is already decked out and picked out as well. Doesn't seem to be the kind of draft where you want to opt into a Soul Weaver of time at this time. Navy Captain Landy setting sail on the open sea. And could it be? Ooh, flash through Spez. Went down to the safer pick in the Savior Auden instead.
That's right. If we're going to pick a light thief, unfortunately, though, we went for the Savior Auden. We would have loved to see a Spez, but, you know, you got to respect Biru for picking that there. And last pick now for Kukerbat. Can he bring that win percentage up, though? It's kind of going up and down. Still at 23%. Locking something nice here. And I can't wait to see the bands. Zahak, and that only went up 3%.
Well, ignore the haters, as I always like to say. Show them absolutely what you've been cooking up with your own draft and win.
That's right.
I'm curious where we're going with this one. I'm not sure where this Ludwig is going to take us in this draft. I don't do a lot of RTA, but this one has me a little perplexed.
Well, Kukerbat, you know, Tristan, if there was someone that had something in store for us, is definitely this man. But we're not going to see it happen, unfortunately.
Oh.
It was enough to demand respect from Biru, so it obviously had some potential there.
Yeah, I agree. The Batman has forgotten more about RTA than I'll ever know.
The Conqueror Lilius also being taken out, removing a key opener in future matches. But we're not worried about that right now. What we're worried about is another turn where Para gets the shine. However, there's some debilitating targets that might put an end to her sunshine. So instead, we opt for the S3, get that attack buff up, and you know who benefits greatly from it? Zahak taking the stage right here and right now.
Straight into it, pointing the sword straight into Aiden. However,
that barrier doesn't even look like it's taking a single hit yet.
Right,
it didn't crit.
Anti-crit from Landy, even though we hit. Just paying off big time there. Not much damage, just the injury, as you can see. Laya skill 1, though, proccing a lot of counter rebuttals.
Counterattack after counterattack after follow-up attack. But what is this? It's putting Fiend in a position where she's almost already ready to let her dragon roar.
Yeah, I'm curious what Biru will do here now with the turn of Ambitious Tywin. While he doesn't have the rage buff, Does he think it's enough value here to let it rip? Yes, he will be letting it rip. With Zahhak's ineffective turn 1, this could be the lead he needs to kind of take control of the match. Big debuffs landing here. Defense breaks on everybody. 1 stun on the Zahhak only.
Holy Sack procced and just at the worst
That
time.
damage
And
was
Save
an
Your
even-
Audience here to go.
Holy.
Attack buffed up. S3 doing more damage to dark targets, and it's found its mark. Say goodbye to you, Fiend.
Hit him with that 1-2. 10K actually almost like didn't land the kill, but it was enough. Biru playing out of his mind right now. S2 finally comes out, but not too effective here. Ambitious Taiwan getting some cleanses.
Getting some cleanses, and more importantly, evading that stun. We talked about it earlier. A very debilitating tool, but without the barrier, he can't seal the deal.
I'm at the edge of my seat here. Divine Cougarbat is looking in trouble.
Yep, Zahhak did save the S2 for this moment, but he
Another
still can't land the
anti-crit.
crit.
These coin flips are not going his way. That anti-crit from the Navy Captain Landy just paying off so much here. Biru, I think that's just like we said in one of the previous games, a little bit too much RNG. I don't know if he can overcome it.
Speaking of overcome, somebody was failed to overcome the damage that they were sharing from their teammates. That's right, gonna have to say goodbye, as we might have to be saying goodbye to the Zahhak as well. Almost down to his last legs already. That'll finish him off, and an extra dual attack just for good measure.
Just cuz, right? Why not? Throw that in there. Cougarbat here, I think he knows he is pretty much done for, but maybe taking some time to think. Plan out his next move for the next game, because 4v1 situation, I know those bass guitars hurt, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Well, it's a pattern we've seen so much already in this tournament. You win one, I win one. You win one, I win one. Really a shift of momentum that's constantly swinging, the pendulum falling on either side at the moment.
That's right. Just shows the caliber of these players, right, and how evenly matched they can be, always bringing it, tied. And there it is. Victory comes out for Mr. Biru.
Biru.
Told you not to count this man out.
Tristan, you were dang right, because that the hand guy in the second pick position, Ambitious Tywin, showing how powerful he can be. Even without that rage buff, it was a lot of it though did come down to the Zahhak missing those 2 crits, especially that very first one. But that's the power of Navy Captain Landy, right? A lot of RNG when you just have her on the field. Oh man, Divine, your boy Cougarbat now down 1, but you know what? I think I expect to see, like the pendulum, it's going to shift back maybe in his favor, and hopefully we get to go all the way to round 5.
You want to say something, Tristan?
I think this may have been the first time I've seen anti-crit work on the left side of the screen.
Well, that's because you're a spectator. If it was you, it would not work, right?
Listen, I never trust those comps, right? Like I'll play Guild War and I'll see a team that has Pyre Captain Landy, and then it'll also have Savior Auden, and people will be like, "Oh, I just take my Zahhak into it." I'm like, I'm not taking that chance. I'm absolutely not taking that chance.
Let's be honest, Guild Wars is a different beast. I think there's a little bit of fishy stuff going on there, but regardless, if these guys are ready, let's, everything's tied up. I think let's get game 3 underway.
They best be ready, because we're going in.
Let's do it.
Sorry, I think this predictor might actually know a thing or two. Going a little bit hard on these numbers, but it's still leading us in the right direction last time.
Well, it's like a robot, right? Chat likes to meme. We like to meme that the win percentages look off, but it's using the internal database on win percentages. And, the thing that can kind of outweigh that is both RNG and player skill.
To a fair skill, for a fair skilled player such as these, anything is possible.
That's right. Defeat the odds.
Beat back the enemy. See that nothing is impossible. Yeah.
So Divine, you did say, unfortunately it is banned now, but you said like in the first match, right? Let's show the bans here real quick. Did we see in this setup one of the Conqueror Lilies has had an interesting artifact, right?
Yeah. The Conqueror Lilies bring out the Sweet Miracle. Which I thought was interesting, certainly.
That was interesting. But on the left side for Biru now, we have the tried and true the duo of duos, Crimson Armin and Abyssal, you fiend. I didn't bring
Just
a...
truly.
You got a pillow for me, Divine? Need to rest.
I've got 2.
Thank you so much, homie. Pass it on over here. There will be an Urban Shadow shoe, the first one of the tournament today.
Well,
It's just injury.
It's Kukerbat responding, I think, dutifully. Biru did take the Spectre Tenebria out into Kukerbat earlier. That felt a little bit disrespectful to me. He's returning the favor with taking out the Urban Shadow shoe, Biru's profile pick, against him. Seems fair game to me.
I like that.
Also protects the Laya.
Yeah, some mental warfare going on. Urban Shadow shoe just really strong, especially when your opponent is showing such tankiness. But Solitaire to make things worse. You know, you got to pick that, though. That's a nice pick into that Urban Shadow shoe. And the Navy Captain Landy, Biru's really been liking this.
Yeah. Stay with us, chat. Stay with us, chat. There's some randomness here, some RNG.
God,
might keep you awake.
Rowana with a Solitaria, with a Crimson Armin, with an ROL, with a... You know what, though? I'll say this, guys. The matches thus far have been very fast. Let's get a grind. Let's get a slow one going.
Listen. If you need to do something... listen, this is a great time, everybody. Just sit down, settle your taxes, reapply to college, and maybe write a letter to someone you really care about. Okay?
Yeah, well said. I think I get my expos done. I could probably finish pretty much all of them, I think, by the time this match is done. But last picks are now going for both Kukerbat and Biru, known as Null. Let's see what they lock in.
Looking for that lost little egg the day before Easter, the one prize that'll lead him to a sweet, delicious, chocolatey victory, and it's Bibliss.
And Divine, did I see this correctly? I believe in the semifinals, there was a lot of sprinkler action going on. This Bibliss was popping off.
Popping off absolutely with plenty of defense breaks, possibly breaking through this match and getting it to speed the hell up a little bit.
Shout out to our boy Valky in the chat. I heard him say sprinkler 20 times, I think, in the span of 30 seconds. I wonder if this is going to happen as well again. Architect Laika now being picked for Biru.
The Architect Laika is a hell of an interesting pick. A speed open that screams, I need you to die, and I need you to die now. Fortunately, she's banned out as well as the Bibliss.
Okay,
we'll get to see the...
Yeah, we have a lot of the tanky units coming out here, Divine. Get ready, or get ready to get a pillow.
Well, there's nothing to sleep on with these competitors already into the match, and there's no sleeps in the game, as far as we can tell. Although there might be a raining hailstorm of stuns pretty quickly, as Solitaria is in the game, which disables Shu's bar. Did I see resistance above her? No, that's a clear stun and an unbuffable too.
I was setting the scene, but then maybe it was on the pushback because that stun did indeed come out here.
Mm-hmm. I think it was on the pushback, actually. Yeah, you are right. Would have 3 ain't bad.
Not bad indeed. Pulling the Rowana though, procking that dual attack here. Stella Harpa coming
out.
Stun. Oh my
Stella.
This is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a slap battle for the ages. As we cycle into the big skill 3s here, Shu gonna have to put in a ton of work on the side of Biru, though, man. Every counter is just feeding that Rowana and his whole team. Arwell skill 3 comes flying out here. Do we land? Big stun.
The shield goes up. Yep, the shield goes up, the shield goes down, providing that first turn of stun. Not going to have to worry about at least some of the counterattacks coming out. Now let's get excited, chat. This match is absolutely incredible. The Elbrus proc going ignored so far, giving a little bit of momentum to Kukerbat thanks to the missed opportunities, but the counterattack comes out, once again healing the enemy team, pushing up and engaging Kukerbat. This is going to be an excellent battery to put to full use.
Yes, and both teams still at full. However, those big ultimates are stacking up. Landy now at 50, 75. Getting ready for the big skill 3. Another salvo. Unfortunately, though, for him, that kind of just fuels Kukerbat. Combat readiness for the team from the passive on Rowana. Laya 30.5k health.
Another counterattack, another full push-up. The attack break, not exactly great, but who cares that much? Especially when you're an opportunity to take away some of those buffs. Not actually going to happen there for the Arrowell, but there is an opportunity for some guaranteed damage. Nearly guaranteed counter with how things have been going. A fully stacked Landy and another proc of Stella Harpa.
That's right. That Landy is locked and loaded. Unbuffable comes out. Solitaria, skill 3. Excuse me. Not skill 3. The S1 follow-up. A lot of debuffs now on the side of Kukurbat. And no cleanse here from Rwanda. She does have skill 3. But unfortunately, that's just a heal. Sets up the revive, maybe predicting that this Landy is going to hurt.
Not just a heal, but the barrier as well, protecting a little bit against this incoming onslaught that might be coming. Navy Captain Landy, we might be able to weather that storm.
Yeah, and one thing to note, Divine, the escort is gone on the ROL. So if this Navy Captain Landy gets a turn before, we can see some big damage. But instead, the Crimson Armin coming out on the side of Biru here. Just getting those immunity up, because I don't think he's fearing too much damage at the moment.
Opting here for the S2, and that does leave life.
So she will be able to re-up that escort. Plus the big skill 3. Divine, it's already cycled back. That's the power of his team comp.
Another opportunity to get some more damage out. Doesn't even need to directly hit. And he does indeed get the strip from the Arrowell as well. So Armin will be taking that damage, even though she wasn't initially.
That's right. Here we go. Finally, though, the skill 3. Land the anchor down. Ship flying straight into your face. Let's see the damage. One shot on the ROL.
One shot on the Arwell, who's immediately deleted off the battlefield. Fortunately, the only target not protected by the revive buff.
And another duel here. This Rwanda going to be able to heal, but man, there's a lot of pressure coming out. More debuffs on the field.
It's unfortunate, the Laya ready to go, and the Soul's on her side as well, but unfortunately not going to be able to take a turn here.
The Urban Shadow of Shu. Can she mount a counterattack here? Kukurbat does have some souls available, but he's got to get some pressure. Counterattack again. This might be good, though. That damage is a lot. And it actually killed through the Rwanda, so she will eat up that revive here. Since she died, she didn't get that heal from the counter proc passive on Rwanda. Another damage goes through, and that is a dead rat.
But it does push up the Laya in the favorable position to get this S3 off and maybe steal back a bit of momentum in this game. However, we're already almost at a second ship out of the Navy Captain Landy. Full stacks on board. She is hitting like nothing else before her.
Yeah, is he going to opt to... here comes the Soulburn bass guitar being flung straight in the face of Navy Captain Landy, as you said wisely. She did have that skill 3 ready, but unfortunately, the Abyssal Euphine is still on the field. Here's an Elbrus,
and it procs another counterattack.
Yeah, he's going to have to just cycle into all of these Laya skill 3s.
And avoid being stunned while he does so as well.
At least maybe there's some Stella Harpa procs. We have how powerful Laya is with just all her abilities. Maybe a chance for Kukurbat. All right, Stella Harpa there. Getting rid of that, shrugging off that attack break. Do we land some more? Another Stella Harpa proc, actually. Believe in Laya. I know Divine definitely is rooting for that side. Sweet Miracle, one turn decrease.
Yeah, that one turn decrease putting us in a position. The S2 is almost on board. But speaking of which, that does lead into a situation. The Abyssal Euphine ready to rip, ready, and tear.
That's right. That dual attack maybe. Unfortunately, proc that Elbrus, giving her enough fuel in the tank. Big stun, big hit break. But here we go. Some trauma activation on the side of Biru. Can he lock it out?
There are past memories come flashing back, but so does the Stella Harpa, removing the stun,
Soulburn.
But that's no fun. Soulburn, you've got to die.
God,
almost there.
And this should be enough, though. Solitaria lapping. The final Starfall is indeed enough. No Rwanda heal. That is the killing blow. Kukurbat will be going down 2-1.
What a hell of a situation, but Biru certainly put it on full display. This is something we actually saw earlier on in the tournament. It's what I like to call a very bad situation, letting your opponent have access to the Navy Captain Landy, as well as the Abyssal Euphine, just gives your opponent so many checkmate options, so many building doomsday counters that you're going to have to fight against, that it really overwhelms and breaks through your team, even with the amazing healing we can see from the match results that the Rowana was able to provide. It wasn't enough to get them to sure seas against this victory.
That's right. Just timely Abyssal Euphine procs from the Elbrus. Navy Captain Lanny plus A Euphine, just too much, two hyper carries, too much to deal with on the side of Kukurbat, who felt like maybe the Urban Shadow Shu just couldn't quite get enough done in time. Laya was the last one standing. Admirable effort to her, but, you know, she had to get through two hyper carries, couldn't get it done. I think that was a great ban on the side of Biru, getting the sprinkler action of Biblis out of there. And with that being said, let's give Kukurbat, he's probably divine. I don't know about you. I keep saying it and the pendulum keeps swinging back and forth, but Kukurbat's got to be feeling the pressure, man. This is for all the marbles.
You put a chef in the middle of a fire, and what does he do? He stays calm and cooks up the final course. And that's got to be what's on Kukurbat's mind right now. You know, I'll tell you something. He reached out to Tristan Wolf after the conclusion of the last tournament set because he really wanted to see the playback of those matches, start formulating those strategies. And just like he's done here today, he's provided some excellent and entertaining matches. And I'm sure we haven't seen everything he's had to provide. Nobody wants to lose before they do so. So this is going to be the match we see everything go flying and possibly set us up in another grand finals final match situation.
Yes, Chef. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and get the next round underway. If our competitors are ready, I can't wait to see what they cook up.
Perish the man whose mind is backwards now. They had better be ready because this match is coming fast.
Lovely cards, by the way, at least from Mr. Biru.
Yeah, you watching that?
You know what? I'll be honest. I didn't recognize it. I might be, but I just saw some pretty looking characters. Let's show the bans for the chat. Big shout out to all you guys. Predator, Valkygan, Elvineo, Mateya, Means, Yami, Display, Red. Your favorite unit is Angel of Light and Stardream. Thank you so much, guys. Eden. And big shout out once again to Huawei, App Gallery, and Smilegate for sponsoring this banger of a tournament.
It's big shout out to all our players, competitors, everyone in the tournament thus far. You're why we keep doing this, and you're why we can sustain watching through matches of Crimson Armin, followed up by Abyssal Euphine, followed up by two support healers. But this is something interesting you might have seen from the last match card.
I did.
The Falconer Clury picked out, making her comeback due to the recent buffs.
Oh my goodness, that resource reduction. She used to be one of the best units in the game. They had to nerf her. She's kind of been on and off, but now with this recent iteration, I think Falconer Clury could be in her best spot ever.
And on that note of on that note of what you were saying, there's the resource reduction, and then there's the resource nullification, and that's absolutely what you get with the Solitary of the Snow, keeping everybody as sleepy as that last match. Anyway, so she's keeping us locked down, unable to let the Shu rip, roar, and tear with her S3 and the stacks. But what do we see here again? I told you that she'd come out. I told you she was a queen. I told you she was the delectable final course. The Lone Crescent Bologna out on Kukurbat's side.
Yes, Chef, that's the final course indeed. Maybe the dessert, but let's see. Biru, what does he have to bring to the table? Pun definitely intended on that one. We got a Midnight Gala Lilias.
Let's hear it for the redheads.
Indeed. Going for the Midnight Gala Lilius here at the end, and Biru immediately picking out his ban, knowing exactly what needs to go and how quickly it needs to go as well. I wonder what the option is there for as well. Kukurbat letting his opponent get both of those detestable young ladies once again in the Navy Captain Landy, get off my back, Bulk, and the Euphine as well.
Okay, the Rowana finally getting some... It was
Respect.
very effective in game one. That's right, respect. But game two, you know, Biru was able to overcome the healing, sometimes just outright killing before the proc would even happen. But this time he does deem it worthy.
Yes. Now we have to see what goes on. Is this the journey's end for Biru? because with this match he does seal victory, or does Kukerbat let the French guillotine swing and close out another match for him, leading and paving a path to victory? We're going to see it all unfold right here, right now, with the solitary S3 coming out and doing a job onto the Falconer Clary. Does she resist? No, she does not.
No resist. And you know what? French guillotines indeed. I want to see some heads roll. Bring it to a game 5. I know I said I was impartial, but come on, Kukerbat.
Bring it back and certainly clearing those debuffs, re-engaging our Falconer Clary, pushing her back up. You drop this, King. Get up there and show everyone what you're made of. 2 counterattacks! Elbrus proccing already all over the gosh darn place, but that does get our Queen into action as well.
So many animations popping off back and forth like a volleyball game. Salvo coming out here. Damage is building up. That's why we banned out the Rwanda. Another rebuttal. Are you kidding me? Stacks building up. This LCB, Lone Crescent Bologna, now has prime position. Are we going to rip that S3, get that Vigor buff? Are we going to save it? What does Kukerbat opt to do here in this position? Just S1s gets that. Oh, another counterattack proc, though. No salvo this time, at least. And the Falconer Clary you were talking about, Divine. She is very, very hurt, though. 8,000 health. S3 comes flying out. Send out the Hawk.
It does land onto the major mitigation, but the provoke comes through, but not the defense break.
Yeah, 1 for 2, not bad, but that defense break would have been very, very nice for Kukerbat. Doesn't land, unfortunately. And here goes Navy Captain Landy, already at 75 fighting spirit. Abyssal Fiend at 60. Now at 80. Kukerbat is in trouble.
Sweet Miracle turning it up once again. I don't know how much lie it can take, especially if another counterattack comes out.
This can't be fair.
This can't be equitable.
It's not even on his turn. This is just watch the animation. Watch the Kukerbat.
Is that sweet? Is that Sweet Miracle? Another counterattack. Why, God, why? It says goodbye to the Bologna. Bologna is made for these situations, and she's done in by them.
I don't even... Bring up the results page. My God. What a round finisher there for Biru, leading up to 3-1. That was so many Elbritzes, so many counters. And I think the highlight, like we said, Divine, is just sometimes the RNG can be a little bit too much. No matter how good of a player you are, Kukerbat will be taking the L there, and Biru will be our champion.
There was so much going on there at the last seconds. I don't know if you noticed. I think both the Laya and the Urban Shadow Shoe were in Sweet Miracle. So that Sweet Miracle's going all the way around for Kukerbat's team. But that's still not enabling. That's still not protecting his team from this complete and utter onslaught of Elbrus swords. It was like he was being packed up by the Inquisition himself. A whole series of Holy Knights with their swords swung down at the French guillotine's neck and providing the execution needed to lay the path of victory for Biru.
That's right. It was a battle of the artifacts. Unfortunately, the miracle was not enough to overcome the Elbrises. And that means Biru from Daijobu, representing Asia, will be our winner, Divine. Going home with all the marbles, all the prizes. Let's go ahead and pull that up on the screen. Well, he's going to have that exclusive App Gallery Cup head frame. Level 85 selection chest ×6, Mystic Pack 4, and a monthly pack 2 to go home with. Now, Kukerbat, for all his efforts, played so well. That Falconer Clary, unfortunately, just couldn't shine with the amount of activations popping off, but he will be going home with some great stuff on top of that as well.
Yes, more chests, a good deal of those Mystic packs as well, and the monthly packs coming in to support him as well, and getting even more formidable for future tournaments coming up, which I'm sure you'll be more than happy to commentate on, Car.
Most definitely, and especially if it's with you, Tristan and Valky. It's been an absolute pleasure. But Tristan, any thoughts on that final, especially that game 4? My goodness.
Told you my man Biru would take this. I love watching Kukerbat. He is an amazing fight, but everybody counted Biru out, and he brought one hell of a game. What a chef. Fighting a chef.
Chef's kiss to Elbrus out there, guys. Those artifacts, so dang important on both sides. The Vine was talking about the Sweet Miracles. The Sweet Miracle versus the Elbrises versus the counters. Rwanda, though, great ban from Biru. He knew he was going to be popping off with those activations, and with Rowana not there to sustain the team, man, it was over. I think he took like a total of 1 or 2 turns, and the rest were just counter damage.
Counter damage. I mean, it really goes to show how powerful these bruisers are, especially when they're given the ability to act out of turn. And with that long ban list, with things like the Knockwall being taken out, as well as other units that could have prevented it, not much else that could have gone down at that point.
Well, guys, in closing, I think I want to just, once again, Divine, if you want to lead us off here, shouting out our wonderful sponsors for the stream.
I can do that if you'd like, Divine.
Oh, Tristan, yes, please. Please take it.
Hey, guys, I just wanted to thank Epic 7 and Huawei for putting this exciting tournament together and giving us all something to do here in the end of March. Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock and haven't been listening, Huawei App Gallery is a gaming platform, and they offer discounts, coupons, special offers. It always saves you money on your in-app purchases, not just for Epic 7, but for just about every mobile game you play. And these promotions and discounts change all the time. So you can log in and see something different every month and keep it shaking up. Now, as I've said several times before, I don't recommend services that I don't use. So now look here. This app has saved me several $100s. And there are several hundred people watching the stream right now in chat. So if we all use this service, this will save us hundreds of thousands of dollars collectively. And as for Carr, Divine, and myself, if you guys want to show your appreciation and just tip us 50% of that savings, I think that's fair and nice. So if you like saving money, make sure you check out that QR code or click the link pinned in the description of the video so you can start enjoying Epic 7 with all these amazing discounts only available through Huawei. Man, I had a root canal this morning, and it is hard to talk.
Tristan,
I'm starting.
If you didn't mention that, I don't think anyone would have noticed. What a great closing statement, and I love the little bit about 50% tip, chat. I don't know if you caught that, but Divine,
only fair.
Anything you want to close us out with here?
Tristan, as always, can do a great job of shouting out our sponsors and all that. App Gallery couldn't have done it without them, Huawei and their efforts, and we had a great experience working with them because it gave us another chance to put this tournament together for you guys. And that's all I got to say. That's all I ever say. I love all of you guys. You guys are the best. You're the only community, or you're one of the few gaming communities I know that truly, Epic 7 is about playing the animation, but just like in any true anime, it's always about the friends you have along the way. You guys are the best of those. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you to our competitors for giving me another chance to cast some Epic 7.
Yeah, and speaking of friends and casting, Divine, I think we've met in person more times than we've been able to cast together. So it was great. Even if the matches were quicker than I wished, they played such amazing matches. That last one, though, what a finisher indeed. But once again, thank you to Smilegate. Thank you to Huawei App Gallery. Guys, you guys in chat, thank you so much for watching as well. And don't forget to click all those links, get the QR code, save you a ton of money. And with that being said, much love, Tristan, Divine, chat. We will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.
Yep. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Easter, everybody. Do what you got to do. We'll see you on April Fools, of course.
That's right. Wait for next week. We're on the Hopium train, everybody. And I'll catch you guys on Monday to see what happens. Bye, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What waits in the shadows.